Yo, how's it going? Tucker here. I'm doing something different. I don't usually do pre-recorded videos like this that are, yeah, just kind of recorded and then posted. I will normally just kind of stream or maybe make clips and post them, but this time I'm recording a video instead. And I just kind of wanted to go through the nominees for the Game Awards this year. I was a co-streamer last year, which is really takes nothing. You just apply and do it. I don't know how that works this year. Maybe you just literally get given the assets. I don't know. Um, but I do like the Game Awards. I know that it's not definitive, like, oh, this game is the game of the year or the game of best game of all time because of this, but it's kind of just a cool time of the year where everybody talks about games and everybody shares their opinions on games. And I mean, sure, there can be some negativity, but there's a lot of good stuff, and that's what I want to focus on. And just kind of figured I would record this and kind of share my thoughts. So I'm recording through Streamlabs, and let's uh let's just get to it. A lot of nominees, a lot of stuff. Uh, I don't can't say I'm qualified to even speak on most of these, which is me being honest, really. Hell, I haven't even played half the Game of the Year nominations, but I've seen a lot of gameplay, a lot of stuff about them, and I think I know which ones I'm going to choose. It's still going to be tough, but let's start voting. So, Game of the Year, we're starting off strong, and we got 31 votes to go through here. I like all of these games for multiple reasons. Again, haven't played any of them though. But the problem is, none of them really do anything new, in my opinion. They're all pre-existing things, so there's nothing really like too stand. They don't stand out too much. Alan Wake 2 looks amazing. I've seen a lot of gameplay. I don't know the whole plot, the whole story. I usually do kind of focus on narrative sides, like the whole story of a game. I like to experience that. So this one is something I want to play them all. I really do. Spider-Man, phenomenal, looks phenomenal, plays phenomenal, and I mean, again, I've just seen the gameplay smooth. It's buttery smooth. Baldur's Gate is a thirst trap, but the best kind. Resident Evil 4 is more Resident Evil, and obviously a remake. I've seen so many speedruns, and I really like this game because of that. Um, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it's more Mario, but it looks so good. It really does. Reppin' Zelda Pride, I've got like, my Hyrule historian back there, and normally have more stuff, including an ocarina and all that, but hey, that's okay. Don't need it all up right now. I'll set all that up in time. Um, I think Tears of the Kingdom, that's on my Christmas list, Christmas list, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Tears of the Kingdom for this one because that's the one that I'm dying to play this year. And I've seen gameplay of all of these games. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid it on TikTok too. Um, at least none of the major plot points have been spoiled for me. Though I mean, well, I kind of spoiled it for myself watching it mostly, the speedruns mostly. But some of the speedrunners do skip over major plot points, and I do appreciate that. Um, but Tears of the Kingdom gets my vote for this one. Share my vote. I'm sharing my vote right now. I don't. So best game direction. So overall creative vision, yeah, and game direction design, innovation. So innovation, that's the biggest thing here. Because none of them, I mean, completely honest, none of them really do things that are too different. But Larian did kind of go all in, and it is one of the biggest kind of changes to their system too. So not like Baldur's Gate 2 was, yeah, even comparable to 3. So I have to give that to the Baldur's Gate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Best narrative. See, I shouldn't vote on these ones, but like I'm gonna anyways cuz a vote counts, and my opinion doesn't really matter. I'm just one person, but I really want to play this one, but sadly it's a PlayStation exclusive, which sucks. But I mean, it's coming to PC, I think, so I might play it there, and hopefully Xbox at some point. I do dislike that Square Enix is doing that, but hey, Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox at some point, so that's fucking awesome. um, as for overall narrative, I've heard very good things about Cyberpunk, very good things about Alan Wake, and what I've seen is really good. I'm probably gonna have to give it to Baldur's Gate again because it's got so many branches and so many different things you can do. You could have a completely different experience to somebody, and you could play even relatively similar, and it still will be different. So, best art direction. Now this is rough. Um, Alan Wake always cool. It does have a very good artistic design, but Liza P does have a cool world. I really like this game, but it's, I don't know, something you kind of seen before, I guess, in a way. The steampunky kind of, well, it's not steampunk, but industrial revolution kind of era. Mario Wonder is different. Tears of the Kingdom is honestly more Zelda. I love Zelda, but yeah, I'm gonna have to give this a Hi-Fi Rush. Most people probably already forgot about this game. I picked it up again this week to get into the free DLC that they put out, and the game still holds up. I beat it on Master, or Rhythm Master, and oh my god. This one again, Hi-Fi Rush. I'm gonna have to give it to you. The whole game, literally, you play to the beat, you slay to the beat. Um, I haven't heard all the music for the Baldur's Gate. I assume it's amazing, um, but I guess can't always stream the music. Like even this game has a streamer safe mode, but the streamer safe mode in Hi-Fi Rush is still bumping. So I'm gonna have to give it to Hi-Fi Rush again. For best audio design. Now, from what I've played, these are all okay. So I have played Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, and I mean Resident Evil always has good audio design. Um, Spider-Man, I gotta assume it's good, but I'm not gonna be voting for that one. Dead Space is very good, but I honestly think Callisto Protocol sound design was a little more in depth. I could be very wrong. I mean, everyone's got different ears though. I'm gonna have to give it to Hi-Fi Rush again though. It just works. Now, best performance. I'm very biased to Cameron Monaghan, mostly because yay Star Wars, but uh, I've seen a lot of interviews with Ben Starr, and he's Clive, so in Final Fantasy 16. Idris Elba, obviously a gem of a human, and the Cyberpunk DLC looks cool, but because I'm on a One X, I can't play it. As far as I'm aware, maybe I can. I seem to remember it saying no though. I need a Series S or X, so haven't been able to play it. Trailers look cool. Actually, haven't seen gameplay, so I cannot really vote for that. But I mean, if it comes to things I don't know, I'm gonna vote. But Alan Wake 2, I believe she's the main character, um, which I've only seen. I guess I have seen, but haven't seen too far. I've seen tons of interviews with this guy. Uh, he just seems like a gem of a human outside of the game, and I mean, seems to be the thirst trap of the game too. So, uh, other than Lizelle and oh my god, the other voice actress I can't remember, but I've seen a lot of the Baldur's Gate actors all over my TikTok, and I can't say any bad things about any of these people. Yuri Lowenthal's also just a gem and been around forever, but he's Peter Parker, and I mean, it'd be like voting for the same thing, in my opinion, between both games. So I'm gonna have to give it because he does, I believe, the performance capture too. I could be wrong, but I believe I hope they all do their own performance capture as well as voiceover. But Cameron Monaghan and the Jedi games are great. 100% of the first one twice. Innovation and accessibility. Now, I feel like I can't really say too much on these because I haven't played around with much of the accessible features. I know Hi-Fi Rush does have accessible features. I don't think they're that accessible personally, because I have kind of looked through them. Because I was playing on cloud streaming, so cloud streaming there's going to be way more latency. So I was kind of looking for a way to help with that. There is like a rhythm bar, all that. There is a low latency mode too that automatically I believe turns on with cloud streaming, and it worked pretty well. Like I beat the game on Rhythm Master on cloud streaming, so that's saying something. Um, but I don't know all of them. I assume Forza has very good accessibility settings. Um, I really do. But just because of this is the only one I know, I'm gonna have to vote Hi-Fi Rush again. Oh, stuffy boy. All right, games for impact. I haven't played any of these but Vemba. Very short game. It's about a family that immigrates to Canada, and it's basically their story of immigration. I'm not going to spoil any of it because it's very short narrative game about, well, the cooking is the gameplay part, which is a little bit fun. But it is mostly a story, and it's a very good story in my opinion. So, and I think the recipes are actually pretty real. So, I mean, if you want to cook some bomb ass food. All right, best ongoing. Now, this is hard for me. This is really hard for me because I fucking love Apex. The devs do work. Um, and when people say that Apex is, not taking care of the servers, all that, and it's usually people DDoSing the servers, like most of the time, so that they can complain, or there's somebody cheating in the lobby and it's ruining the environment for other people. So it's not Respawn's fault, and they are pretty clear with their community, so I do like that. But on the other hand, Final Fantasy XIV is very clear with their community. They're always working on things, always updating things, and the community in general is just crazy good. So those are really the two here that I'm looking at. Cyberpunk, cool, and CD Projekt Red is actually, you know what, they are very transparent, and they've been transparent from the start, um, and that's basically the key to it, in my opinion. Um, but because it's not multiplayer, I don't really see it in that fashion where like Genshin and Fortnite also are. I'm not too familiar with the Genshin side of things. Still never played Genshin. Looks cool, looks fun, looks very anime in the way that it's like eye candy and you'd be sucked in, and that's why I haven't touched it. I'm gonna have to give it to Final Fantasy XIV though. I love Apex with everything I have, but its its community is the problem, not the devs. But that's shooters for you, in my opinion. A lot of evidence behind that too. Uh, so best community support. Um, Again, probably gonna go with Final Fantasy XIV. No Man's Sky, cool as well. Destiny, I haven't been on the Destiny train since expansions became expensive, and I'm not rich. um, Cyberpunk again, cool. They fix everything. They talk with people. Baldur's Gate as well. Larian, they have a very good community. Well, community support words. But Final Fantasy 14. Best independent game. Now, there's apparently controversy because this isn't really independent. I haven't played it anyway, so it doesn't matter to my vote. Viewfinder, cool. kind of reminds me of Superliminal though. So Sea of Stars obviously is a what's the word? An ode to basically classic RPGs. Cocoon also cool. Dredge also cool. But I'm gonna have to give this to Sea of Stars. Sabotage. They're from Montreal, I believe. Shout out to Canada. Sea of Stars is dope. I haven't beaten it yet, but it so far like I'm hours in, and it's so fun. Now, debut indie game. I have seen gameplay of all of these. Honestly, Pizza Tower is dope. I feel like the game's a bit of an acid nightmare though with the animation. I mean, look at that. But look at the little rat. Look at the little rat. It's gonna be Pizza Tower. I don't need any more reasoning behind that, but it's a cool game. Plenty of speedrunners that play it too. Now, best mobile game. I haven't played any of these, but Final Fantasy VII stuff is always good. Still haven't played it. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I'm sure people are wild over that game. Honkai Star Rail, I believe, is also like not a sequel to Genshin, but it's in the same universe. Monster Hunter Now, which is like the Pokemon Go version of Monster Hunter, so that's cool, but not exactly a new premise. Um, and then Terra Nil, which I've never even heard of. So I'm gonna probably just for the sake of Final Fantasy, and I mean, look, there's Zack, the man who got killed by a mega corporation. Rest in peace, my boy. Except that I think he's alive in this current iteration of the new spin-offs, which again haven't played because it's PlayStation exclusive. It's on PC now, but money. Now, best VR AR: Gran Turismo, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR, and Synapse. All look dope. Gran Turismo would be pretty fun in VR, I gotta say. Racing games, but it's just racing, so yeah, it depends. Resident Evil would be dope. I have seen gameplay of the Horizon, and I mean, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. That I did get on PC. That and the original God of War. Those are the only PlayStation exclusives I have on my PC. Um, this looks good, but I mean, who doesn't want to see Lady D in VR? All right, so the best action game. These are all good games. These ones I have played some of them. I've seen a lot of gameplay of every single one of these. Armored Core is dope, very dope. Dead Island 2 is dope, but not really. I'm still tired of zombie games. I'm still in that zombie game fatigue. If zombies show up in my game, whatever. But if it's a zombie title, I typically stray away from it. Ghost Runner 2, parkour and slaying. What else could I say? It's dope. Hi-Fi Rush. I'm probably gonna vote for this. And then Remnant is unique in its kind of shooter souls like thing, and that is very cool. And it's co-op, so that's dope. But when it comes to like innovation being unique and not a sequel, Hi-Fi Rush is a unique idea and it deserves all the praise, even though again people probably forgot about this. On True Achievements, only 197 people have beaten the game, and I think just about a little bit more than that have gotten the achievement to beat it on Rhythm Master. So that's like, I guess, a skill thing there, because it is tough, and you can't slow down on that difficulty. Because if you go below a certain grade, you just it game overs you. Well, not game over, but it tells you to reset, and you die. But there are checkpoints still, so you just got to do good and not get hit. So now, best action adventure out of all of these, I am gonna have to give it to Tears of the Kingdom. They're all awesome games. Like I want to play every one of these games. I do. I am kind of partial to this one, but also Zelda because Zelda. I mean, look, Zelda rep again. But yeah, No, these are all great games. But Tears of the Kingdom is the one that I'm still most just frothing at the mouth to play. Um, and again, seen tons of gameplay. So now, best RPG. This is probably my favorite category. 'Cause again, well, I like action adventure games too. Those are probably my two favorite genres other than FPS. Actually, I don't really think I have a genre I don't like. So sports might be the lowest genre. Um, I'm still frothing at the mouth to play this game, but also the thirst is real because romance is fun, and that's basically that. Final Fantasy 16, dope. Liza P, again, amazing, but it doesn't really do anything innovative. Well, it does. It's got its own things, but it's a Souls-like. Sea of Stars, very good. Starfield. I'm surprised that this isn't on the Game of the Year thing. I guess, I don't know. I don't know why it's not, but I really liked it. Out of all the games that in this category, I've only played these three, and Starfield itself is amazing. So I think I'm going to have to vote Starfield here. Now, best fighting games. Haven't played any of them. All I know is that I typically don't play Mortal Kombat games. Street Fighter 6 is cool, but yeah, I think I'm going to just throw it to Street Fighter because I don't really have too many opinions on fighting games, and Street Fighter has full customization. So, best family game. This one's easy for me. All of these games are dope, and I think Super Mario Wonder though is the best choice there. So many characters. You could be Daisy. You could be Yoshi's multiple. Uh, as for best sim strategy, some people might probably vote this one. Some people might probably vote this one. Some people will vote Pikmin. I'm a Fire Emblem nerd, but I haven't played Engage. But I know that I will like it. I've also watched speedruns of that too, so. Now, best sports and racing. I think it's going to have to go to Forza. I'm not even going to take my time for this one. I love Forza. Now, best multiplayer. I don't really view any of these as multiplayer other than I don't know. I guess the way I view multiplayer is not co-op, but it is also considered co-op. So none of these are really versus in any way or anything like that. I mean, Party Animals is. Party Animals is absolutely versus, but I'm gonna have to give it to this because I love that people can actually experience the story together and do weird stuff. Best adaptation. Oh boy, for me, Castlevania all the way. I haven't watched The Last of Us yet. I was about to start, but I also haven't beaten all the games. I've played the first one, but again, when things are exclusive, it kind of cuts off the will to play them. It is on PC again, but it's usually pretty expensive at full price, so I can't justify paying that. I only got God of War and Horizon because they were on a major sale, so I think it's gonna have to go to Castlevania. Right, most anticipated game. Now this one I could definitely vote for. And if this wasn't an exclusive, I'd be voting for it immediately. Hades 2 is probably what I'm gonna pick. This is just a weird game. Yakuza is cool. I haven't actually played them myself, but I've been really kind of wanting to. I just don't know where to start because there's so many of them. This one looks dope. This is a very different Ubisoft game, a very different Star Wars game in general. It looks so fun. I do want to play that. And out of these two, it's the most. Tekken is awesome, but it doesn't hold a candle to these two. But I think Hades 2 is probably the one I'm most excited about. Now, content creator of the year. I don't know anybody but Iron Mouse, so I'm gonna pick Iron Mouse. Have I watched Iron Mouse? No. Have I seen Iron Mouse all over TikTok? Yes. And there's some pretty funny clips, so comedy gets my vote every time. Plus, VTubing's cool, in my opinion. It's an easier way to just kind of stream and not worry about looking like a gremlin like I do right now. Uh, best esports game. I don't know. I don't really watch esports. Um, I was into Overwatch for a little bit of Apex, but I'd rather be playing the game than competing. So, or competing, I guess myself. But even in the just playing random people, but I've seen a lot of Valorant and Counter Strike. I know these two are huge, huge markets, but they're not the ones that I would watch. I would rather watch a shooter. Um, my opinion, the stakes are higher. The games are faster too. Not like I don't have a good attention span. I could literally do stuff for hours, but now I don't know. I don't. I know who Faker is actually. That's the one. I know who Imperial Hal is too. But maybe I'll give it to Hal because of Apex. But I don't know. Just because he's an Apex player, he gets it. I match made with that guy a couple times in randoms, and then ended up checking his stream, and lo and behold, I was playing with him. Nick Merckx too, and Daltouche, but I don't. I think only one of those is actually a pro player at one time. Now, best esports team. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of these. Actually, that's a lie. I know who I've heard of again. Team Vitality and Evil Geniuses, but I don't promote evil people. But this time I'm gonna just cause just gonna throw a vote in there. Best esports coach. I don't know any of the coaches, but they clearly do a good thing for their teams if they're a leader, right? Or somebody who's very knowledgeable of the game. I voted for Evil Geniuses before. Let's vote for Evil Geniuses again. These last couple votes are basically just me throwing votes around. Now, best esports event. Uh, hmm. I honestly couldn't really vote for this either. I heard the most of Evo and then Valorant Champions. League of Legends, obviously, too. It's highly promoted. But I'm going to give it to Evo. And that is it. So it's good to you can see you can change your votes. And it's also cool that it kind of summarizes all your votes. So I may still change some of these votes at some point. I probably won't. I really probably won't. Um, but as I got further down the list, it became more questionable of my votes. But that's okay. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe I'll see more stuff about these people. Maybe I'll dig in myself and find out something more about these esports teams and provide better insight. Maybe I'll share a video with that. Maybe I won't. But yeah, this is my votes for the Game Awards. If you're interested in watching, and if you did, I appreciate you. Thank you, and catch you in the next video, I guess.